We are not long from WrestleMania, 18 days, and we're bringing you the 18th of March 2024 Raw review. Oh yeah, how did Cody Rhodes respond and all that good stuff? And yeah, last woman standing match, predictable 6-pack qualifier matches. How did it all go down? Well, let's find out how it went down. We had Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso kicking off the show. I don't know what it is about this feud, right? But I feel like they could have done it better because we're not. I mean, we're like I said, we're like a couple of shows for Mania, and it just doesn't feel like there's been much of a build. I get it, the build's been over like the past couple of years, but yeah, I'm gonna knock the yeet out your ass at WrestleMania. I mean, I think the Uso against Uso is a pretty big match, but it doesn't. It just doesn't feel included with the rest of the bloodline. Like you've got Rock and Roman against Seth and Cody. I think they could have did a better job of incorporating like these people together. Why couldn't Jay come out with Cody and Seth and Jimmy? Maybe like speak for like 30 seconds with Rock and Roman. I think it would just feel do a better job of them all feeling together. Because so Sakura, right, and Jimmy Uso are just standing out there with the Rock and Reigns. It's just it's more awkward if anything. But yeah, Cody makes the save. I guess you could say this is connecting it, but I think the Usos are going to get more of a rub if they're actually involved in a segment with the big hitter, you know, the final boss, Dwayne. But it wasn't the worst opening to Raw I've ever seen, put it that way. But then if Paul Heyman tells Adam Pearce that he owes him an apology, that the attack was not authorised by The Rock or Roman Reigns, they went into business for themselves. Flight delays. Oh, yeah. And then he calls Roman as he walks away. Oh my tribal chief. All right, big man. No danger. Then we get DIY versus the Creed brothers. A lot of people marking out on Twitter for this match. Well, the match did nothing for me, folks. The match did approximately hee-haw for me. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that this was fantastic, that this was great. I thought it was absolute pish. And DIY, it was predictable they were going to win. Triple H, he's got a hard-on for these two, and it's no real surprise that they picked up the victory. We then see the Judgment Day backstage with Andrade. I just don't think Andrade works in the Judgment Day. I don't know. Like, I mean, I think the guy's shite. I think it's just a guy. It's because he's married to Charlotte Flair. That's probably the only reason he's being kept around, man. Truthful, I just do not get it. Do not get it in the slightest about what the hell is going on there. But anyway, let's move on to our next wee segment because it is a match. Well, actually, we did kind of get a congrats about Thunderbolt Patterson joining the Hall of Fame. What is it with them just adding jobbers to the Hall of Fame, right? And it shouldn't matter if these people are dead or not, right? It should matter on your impact to the wrestling business, and some of them did nothing, man. It's almost like we're trying to rewrite history with some of these people, because, I mean, if we're being truthful about it, they've achieved hee-haw in the grand scheme of things, so I think we need to pipe down. But then I have Katana Chance and Kaden Carter taking on Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Just a throwaway match. Candice LeRae, they're trying to push her heel turn.
You can't work. You can't work. What's her name? I can't remember it. Oh, I'm married to Johnny Wrestling.
I can't even remember. What's her name? What's her name? The one last week she confronted. It's in Alpha Academy. Francine Dupree. Dupree. Oui, an epiphany. Yeah, something along those lines. Cody Rhodes then comes out, starts saying less than 3 weeks, I stand opposite the tribal chief, but then he starts slabbering about The Rock. He's like, Ric Flair was a heel, Superstar Billy Graham was a heel, Bobby Heenan was a heel, Rock, I don't think you're a heel, I think you're an asshole, you're Roman Reigns' side chick. I'm not going to say, right, that this was awful for Cody, but it almost feels forced that he said like the side chick line. It almost feels like because Roman Reigns said the cross-dresser line about Seth Rollins, that Cody Rhodes almost got like permission to say this side chick line. But anyway, is what it is. I mean, it was alright. It was alright for Cody Rhodes. I don't know what we're expecting here, but you know what? It was no bad, I guess you could say. Biggest tag match. Paul Heyman comes out, and then they essentially made a deal where Roman Reigns will show up alone to SmackDown. Cody Rhodes will show up by himself as well. To me, this is almost cheap in a way because we know The Rock's not scheduled to be there, right? But I mean, at least you could argue, at least they're turning it into a storyline about why he's not there. But Seth Rollins, what about him? What about that jabroni? Where is that? Where is he? You know, deal. The shake hands. Deal. Homelander, rip your throat out. So get to the point, jabroni. That's what it is. Don't know. I mean, I think in this show, I think what Raw's lacking is like we talked about it in the previews. Like it just doesn't feel like WrestleMania season. But at least up to this point, a few of the segments are concerning the main event scene with the Bloodline and Cody. So, I mean, that's a positive, I guess you could take for it. Jay then says he's got Cody's back for Friday, even though Cody has to show up alone, so work that one out. Nia Jackson cuts a promo, says, I will also become Women's World Champion after I defeat Becky Lynch in the last woman standing match. We've got Ricochet against Dominic Mysterio. Ricochet wins. Ricochet's a jobber. Playing 2K24 the other day, Royal Rumble, and he came out, and I just looked at him and I was like, is this what wrestling's become? This jabroni running about? It's pathetic. We then get Gunther and Sami Zayn contract signing. Before it, Chad Gable says, you can't beat Gunther, and walks away. Well, mate, I said, what was it, on a video about Sami Zayn earlier this week, that Chad Gable's got no charisma, and some loser spat the dummy. How about you know your role, jabroni? Alright? Know your role. Gunther comes out, do you know about the history of the Intercontinental Championship? My man nipples. I used to be a fat freak who had blue hair, Sammy. But then I dyed it, and I changed my name from Walter to Gunther. Do you want to go on my nipples, Sami Zayn? Oh. I just, Sami Zayn can cut a promo here, talk about, I'm a main eventer, man. I'm not going to take you down at WrestleMania. See if Gunther loses the belt to Sami Zayn. I'll buy a Sami Zayn shirt and wear it for a month straight. How about that? There you go. It's probably the weirdest forfeit you'll ever hear, like, but that's what it is. Awesome Truth take on Indus Awesome Truth win. Come on. Chad Gable then tells Sami Zayn, if you can't change your underdog mentality, you won't beat Gunther at WrestleMania. Alright, big man. Alright. The Rock, it's announced that he will be returning to the Red brand on April 1st. It's no April Fool's joke. The Rock is there, the final boss, Brooklyn. Down. So, I mean, that is good news that we're getting The Rock on Raw, because I feel like, I know for a fact that just SmackDown has just been so heavy about what's going on. It's just seriously a little bit of a mess. Damn it, it's a little bit of a mess. You can't deny it. How like heavy Raw, SmackDown is being compared to Raw. Actual things. Then we get like a promo for CM Punk talking about you can't have WrestleMania in Philadelphia without Phil. I'll be there. Again, I think they should just did a better job with CM Punk. Like, really should have. Seth Rollins then comes out, him and Drew McIntyre. It's just a bit flat, isn't it? You know, he questions McIntyre's fixation on CM Punk. Does Rollins, right? But what about his own fixation on things that he shouldn't even be involved with the bloodline? It's not a battle about Roman against Cody. It's against the whole industry taking out the bloodline. I'm a cross-dresser and I wear my wife's clothes. My name's Seth frickin' Rollins. Fucking pathetic. I hope Drew McIntyre beats this guy into a pulp, man. Come WrestleMania. Anyway, New Day take on the Alpha Academy 6-pack challenge. New Day win. Next, Liv Morgan then tells Becky Lynch to kick Nia Jax's ass. Cody Rhodes then runs into Seth Rollins backstage. Oh, we're going to handle business one-on-one. And then he says, I love the bandana your dog's wearing, which said like The Rock is a cat or something. Oh, why fucking brilliant. Ricochet next week will take on JD Madonna. Becky Lynch, main event, defeats Nia Jax. Right, the match is alright. Couple of alright spots. I've seen worse endings to Raw, but I mean, I don't. I think it's probably one of the better Raws that they've done in weeks, but it is a bit flat. Like Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre just doesn't feel like a Mania match because they're not taking the feud serious, and they're actually making that the story. Anyway, I'll give it a 2 out of 10. Better than recent Raws, but that sums up how bad Raw's been.